Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Survive, thrive, stay alive. It's time to get prepared with the Prepping Academy podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Prepping Academy. I am Forrest.
And I'm Tenderfoot.
Tenderfoot. Oh, we are really good at this.
We are.
We
are good.
We are good at what we do.
Yes.
We're laughing because we just had some huge technical errors.
Yeah.
And it's all my fault.
But it happens.
I didn't press the right buttons.
Yeah.
But so we're actually talking to you, and we have no idea what we're going to say.
None whatsoever, except the video is going to be happening soon.
Is that really what you're going to bring up, the video?
I'm bringing it up because I'm excited about what we were just talking about behind closed doors, whatever, before we recorded.
Huge technical issues.
No, is my disguise.
Oh, your disguise. Okay. Hey, go to preppingacademy.com. preppingacademy.com. Hey, we're doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 10 Sawyer Water mini filters. 10. You could be one of them.
Can I be one?
No, you can't.
Oh.
I've already given you one, I'm sure.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I don't like you. Prepping Academy, and sign up for subscribe to our mailing list. That's how you get entered. And I'll tell you, yesterday we had a ton of people getting entered. A ton. Now I know it's the first time I've announced it on the Prepping Academy, but through the other channel, I had over like 300 people. And don't get discouraged, because I will pick you. But go on Prepping Academy, subscribe.
Yes.
So we're going to talk today. Oh, what do you got your hands up in the air for?
No, I mean, I've got some things that I
You
wanted
got something to say?
I do
Oh.
got some things I
Oh.
wanted to talk about. So, because you've been, right now, if you look at the current news, there's a lot going on.
A lot.
If you're a prepper, there's some somewhat, I wouldn't say any of this is small, but it's things that you could just fly by and totally miss. The stuff with California. And then the whole stuff with Russia, Syria, and all of that.
Okay, with California,
that's from one side to...
They don't want to secure their border. The governor
Yep.
Brown, which is, I think he's Satan. I don't know. I heard that. I'm not saying that. I just heard that. He's very liberal, and he doesn't want any... I think we should put a wall around California. Yeah.
Well, what's the whole thing? Don't they want to divide in like three states?
Three
or something?
states.
So
I'm all for that.
What's
Yeah.
all?
There's nothing that says we have to have 50 states, except everybody likes the number 50.
There you go.
Yeah. And then there's the redoubt up in Oregon and Idaho. They want to create a state called Liberty State. Sure. I love it. I mean, the state needs to, if you got enough people in a populated area and you want to have your own dang state, do it.
Well, then you got the whole Puerto Rican tension there. Some in Puerto Rico want to become a state. Some don't. And then hey,
let them vote on it.
We don't give them voting rights.
Actually, let us vote on it.
Yeah, because it would have to be us.
I think if I get $1 for every person that wants to become an American citizen there, I'm for it.
Well, that's the people that are going there. Yeah.
Okay, and going on in Russia. Okay, we bombed Syria, which there's a prophecy about us bombing Damascus, or someone bombing Damascus, which has never been fulfilled. That it says Damascus will be completely in ruins and no one will inhabit the city. People have falsely said that it has happened like in the 1400s. Not that it was bombed, but it was destroyed. But people still inhabit the city, so that prophecy did not pass with that incident. So it's never happened. And then Russia, we saw some ships today, them sending tanks over to Syria. I don't know. The world's going crazy. If you think Donald Trump is here to save us, you're nuts.
Yeah.
He's going to be in jail. I'm not saying he did anything illegal.
Yeah, they're trying.
But you got some vicious people that are just going after him. It's crazy.
So I'm seeing, was there a global cyber attack as well?
What?
In the news? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking right now.
Is this fake news? Is
No,
this CNN?
No, it's not. I'm
Okay.
just checking out some.
MSNBC?
I'm just checking out some current news topics and everything right now. And I just, what I'm trying to get at is, we've always seen it. We see like every page we turn, we're like, oh my goodness, this just supports why we have to be a prepper. But you look at all this and you're like, what's going to be the big thing? Is it going to be the EMP? Is it going to be the cyber attack? Is it going to be has to do financially, the economy, or is it going to be politics? What is it? Maybe it's all in one kind of thing.
Maybe.
Because you're getting hints of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's multiple things. It's not just one. It's layers.
Yeah.
It starts as this, goes to this, and
So a good cyber attack on some power grid could really shake America up. And I don't understand why are these power grids connected to the internet anyway? I've never understood that. Why does everything have to be connected to the internet?
yeah.
They have a thing called, I think if I'm going back many years of my life, a thing called frame relay. I'm probably wrong with this. And I don't know if that's the term, but a frame relay is a direct connect from a business through the phone company to another business or location. And it doesn't go through the internet. It's a direct connect. Why don't they use their own network like that? I don't understand. And then that can't be hacked because you just can't get onto the frame relay unless, I don't know, maybe it's beyond, I don't know. I mean, who would put a nuclear power plant on the internet anyway? Are we that stupid? I mean,
there's a lot of complications behind all this, and I'm just not educated enough to know. It's just so much.
You can't read.
You just can't. I can't read.
You don't read.
I don't read. No. Okay, I do read books, just not the books that you always are suggesting. Yeah. Not that I don't want to. It's just, anyway, we're not here about me.
It is about you. You can't read.
But, it's so funny as we get into the prepping community, and this is some of the stuff that we like talking about.
Right.
And then you look at like the books, and that's really kind of the books that we like reading and stuff you're talking about. And even me, because I am.
You are reading Mark Goodwin's book.
I am Mark
right
Goodwin's
now.
book.
Hey,
I can't wait to meet Mark Goodwin.
Yeah, I'm going to meet him.
We've gotten to talk with him, but I haven't met him.
Have you finished book one? Because you've been on book one for like 3 weeks now.
No, I have not. I have not finished yet. I put it on pause. I had some other things come up. I had to read another book.
Just FYI, I read book one in his series in like a day.
Yeah. But see, I
can
get
read.
really deep into this. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at, some of the things that you get really into are like, hey, it's just has this despair, into the world look, and you can even see the images in the movies that we like going to go see and stuff like that. But man, there's stuff out there that I don't know. It's not necessarily. Is it going to look like that?
Yeah, I'm not a big EMP person. I know there's a lot of EMP books and a lot of people. I just don't see that happening. I see an economic collapse for America. And I see it could start out with something like a cyber attack on Wall Street or a power grid, or multiple physical attacks on our power grid. Like you remember the dude in, I think it was California, shot one of the Transformers with an AK-47 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see things like that happening. I mean, you didn't. Some attacks, they don't have to be very sophisticated to create great harm.
Well, there's been this cyber hostage stuff that's been going on.
Oh yeah, that happened in Charlotte.
They did. It happened in Charlotte, and then what other state just dealt with it? Oh my goodness! I think more than one. But I mean, yeah, you've got that stuff going on where, hey, we're gonna.
What department was it in Charlotte? It was a whole. Was it Charlotte MEC, the county government?
I want to say the government. It was the
we were held
police
hostage
and everything
for, and we had to recreate everything, and they're still doing it
Yeah,
because they wouldn't pay the ransom. Yeah.
Because they didn't know. You don't know. Do they really have this content
Right.
and stuff like that? I mean, you're starting to already see that. You
Yeah.
can't say you're going to see more of it. You're already seeing it.
Right.
And then my question is,
Uh-oh.
here's conspiracy. Were we some of the first on the East Coast? Did it start? Where did it start first?
Are you saying the government did it?
You know, I don't. I mean, why? I always ask the question, why? Why where it happened? Why did you choose that location?
I got you.
Is there something bigger that we don't see or do we don't know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
You're just saying.
I'll drop that right there.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy mic.
Okay. Yeah, dude, you're picking up where Kyle left off. He's a conspiracy theorist. He believed in every one of them.
It's because of Mark Goodwin. Oh, that book.
Mark Goodwin.
That
That's
messed
a good
me
book.
up.
What series are you reading? Days of Noah?
Days of Noah.
In book one.
Book one, which is called Conspiracies.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm ready to read them all. I want to go through all of them.
Yep.
But a lot of the authors that we've had on here, I really do want to get into them, and I thank you for that because you've had them on, and you know Glenn Tate and others.
Glenn Tate, Mark Goodwin,
Scott Hunt.
yeah, Chris Weatherman, which is Angry American.
I wasn't here for that one. Wasn't here for Chris. But been here for all the others.
Franklin Horton. I mean, we've had a ton of them on, and I'm going to be with all of them in like 2 weekends. Every one of them. Going to be hanging out around the fire with them.
And I don't
can't
get
wait.
to be there.
And you're not going, but you're invited.
I mean, maybe I can come
I told
later.
you I'd get a free ticket for you.
I can come later. I understand that,
Yeah.
and I you know, you got to get my bandana.
Yeah.
So
Your painting? What?
what? I'm not gonna do the pantyhose. That
No, that was not. And so there's a lot of weird things going on. And with the prepper mindset, because we are preppers, we're listening to the Prepping Academy, we are producing it. We've got to be ready for any one of these that happens. And so prepping is not an activity, it's a journey. Because it takes years. I mean, you do
really
homesteading. It wasn't one day you said, hey, let's get goats, chickens, and all this kind of stuff, and boom, you started doing it.
No, I'm still building.
You're still building. You had to learn the skills. So it's a journey. And with that is there's skills, there's things you buy, and there's mindset. And if we did some series on kind of prepping 101, and I take people through what you need to buy, the mindset, and the training you need, the skills you need. And so you got to balance them. So in one aspect, you're really doing the homesteading stuff. So you're pegging that meter up. Because you are, I don't know if you're fully self-sufficient.
No, we could be.
We could be. You're getting there close.
Yeah.
And you have skills. So you say. I'm looking for. It's not radio.
And the one skill I have is I'm a salesman.
And then mindset, and that's where I read the books, and that helps me with mindset because it helps you think through situations that could come up.
But
and you kind of make your mind up what you would do in a sense.
But so many, and I think we've talked about this before. I don't know, maybe just me and you. But as you prep, and it's a process, it's a journey. But okay, you've been prepping for one thing, but something else happens.
Oh yeah, you've been prepping for EMP and you lose your job.
Yeah. Well, that should have. Well, they should still. I guess the positives there. At least you should have food.
Right. But you spend all your money on the food.
Yeah, and then you don't have the finances.
Yeah, you don't have the finances.
I don't know. It's a tricky thing. So how do you, if someone comes to you and you're trying to help them come up with a plan, how do you, and that's one of their things, they're like, but I think this is going to happen and I think this is going to happen. What do you do to get them to focus?
Right. Well, first of all, they got to believe it. Because I've always said there's highly motivated, then there's highly interested. The highly interested are, in a sense, just interested. They'll go along until they actually have to do work or spend money. But the highly motivated, meaning they believe something's going to happen, and they're willing to spend time, money, and I guess I said time and money.
And talent.
And talent. To learn the skills, buy the things that they need, and get in the right mindset. I mean, and so, usually I'll break it down. If someone calls me for like personal consulting, which I do, I've forgotten the name of my website for that, but if you go to Prepping Academy, there's a
link.
People, I do phone calls with people all the time and get them on a path on, like for an example, when I started prepping, I bought this, I think it's called a Katadyn water filter. $39 for a water filter. One of the pump water filters. Mm-hmm. It's a good one. It's a great one. But you can buy a Sawyer water filter for $20 that does the same thing.
Yeah.
So I wasted a lot of money when I first got into this. And you learn over time, and we would put together a budget and go through each month. Okay, if you have $200 this month, these are the things you need to buy. These are the books that you need to read, and these are the skills you need to obtain. And that's exactly the Prepping 101 series podcast that I did a while back. It walks people through that.
And that's when you meant like 101, 102, and all that.
Correct.
Because I was a part of.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what we do. Because most of the time, if you're highly motivated, you're motivated to get the skills, you're motivated to get the mindset, and you're motivated to spend the money. And then you just have to plan it out, because then there's, the people that overkill. Oh, it's going to happen tomorrow, and they go out and spend all their money on their credit card. Use their credit cards up. So it's a plan.
Yeah,
it's just like a financial plan, and there are ways to use, like your 401k, your retirement, your IRA, for prepping supplies. And a lot of people don't know that. And there's a legal way to do that.
Right.
So in your 401k, you can actually own guns. You can own ammo, long-term storage food. And we've had the expert on our radio, show talking about that. But you gotta be scared. That's the weird thing. I guess not scared. You gotta be nervous, because it is kind of doom and gloom when you think, oh, I'm preparing for the future. Me being a believer, kind of reading what the Bible has for us in the future, I am on a campaign, which that all Christians need to be prepared, because time is going to get rough for us.
Yeah. And
so it's being obedient to the Lord is one of the reasons I got into this, and the reason I do it now.
Yeah.
Not because there's one event I'm preparing for. I feel like I'm just being obedient.
Yeah.
I feel like you're interviewing me. Okay, Travis.
I didn't mean for it to turn into that. You kind of went that way, but I just had that question, and I think that's
why do you and your wife do it?
Why do we do it? Well, ours was because of what you said earlier. You've been preparing for EMP and stuff like that, and you lose your job, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
We were just in a place of despair, and I said, "This will never, happen again."
Right.
And I don't mean it's like, if I can, Lord willing, if there's things that I can do and can prevent, it is smart for me to do that.
Right.
That's why we get an education. Yep. That's why we do the things we do. And I was not prepared for that. I just had this mentality, okay, it's going to be okay.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, that hurt me. It broke me.
Uh-huh.
And so I wanted to make sure I took care of my family. Because at the time, if it was just me and my wife, that would be one thing.
Right.
But when I started having children,
them dang kids.
Yeah, that changed everything. So that's how I got into
right.
it.
Yep.
And not that I didn't think of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then and I was doing it, and I was already had that mindset. I already had that. I didn't know what to call it. I didn't call myself a prepper.
Right.
And yeah, I saw the shows. Me and Aaron, my wife loved watching the different
Doomsday Preppers,
and all that stuff. But it was really when I met you, is really got it figured out and organized, because you
came out of the closet.
I did.
But not really, because people don't know who
they
you
don't know
are.
who I am.
So you're still in there.
Only the people in our community know who I am.
Right. Yeah.
So
you should go on a speaking tour like I did last year, and then people would know you.
Yeah, with my mask on.
With your mask. And I mean, I'll just tell people he wears that because he's not very cute like I am.
I don't have any teeth.
No teeth. He's from West Virginia. Oh, gosh.
What did you just
I did not say. Well, they invented the toothbrush in West Virginia.
Oh.
Did you not know that? Because in any other state, it would be called the teeth brush. Hey, let's take a quick break.
Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
You know what I tell my kids? I tell the reason it's called a toothbrush is that you need to brush one tooth at a time.
Oh.
Because they just stop and they're done.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's why it was called a toothbrush.
Oh, okay. I say that two of my best friends from West Virginia. So I have all kinds of West Virginia jokes.
And they're dentists.
And I'm from the mountains of North Carolina. Really, I don't have a lot. I mean, the Appalachian. I mean, you've seen these shows, I can't really talk a lot about West Virginia because there's not much difference. So. But it's fun. It's it's fun. So give us one of your biggest preps. One right now, one of the most important things that you're working on or you should be working on.
I think ours is the
By the way, he has no idea what I'm asking him. There's no script here.
No, yeah, right. Food and money. Investing in like silver and so forth. That's me and my wife. That's home. There is something I am doing with my in-laws and all. We have talked about.
Okay.
We haven't moved on it yet. But our bug out location, but it's not going to just be. But for them, it's going to be where they're going to live.
Okay, got you.
And
that's sweet.
Yeah. And so that's something that that's probably the biggie.
The biggie. That's always everyone's biggie because that's the most money.
It is.
And the most planning.
Yeah. But that's a whole family affair type thing, and then others that would be joining that mag and so forth.
I would say, and I know you didn't ask, but I'll stay.
Oh yeah. How about you, Forrest?
Oh, hey, thanks for asking. I would say that because I got food, I do the rabbits. I've got a lot of stuff. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I know a lot about a lot just because I've been doing this for 18 years. And right now I'm on this comms kick, and I'm not going to turn into a pocket protector nerd.
Yeah.
But I'm a general. I hold a general class license in amateur radio. I have a HF radio, mini, small, handheld walkie-talkie kind of radios. Also have a portable rig, and I'm learning how to use them, and also how to communicate with people in the Carolinas, in the Carolina Prepper Network. And then I'm starting in this little world. It's a cult almost. It's called QRP, which is a little device about the size of an Altoid can, maybe 2 of them. There is a radio transmitter that can transmit CW, which is like Morse code. And they're like $50, and you can transmit almost around the world. So you can have them in your backpack with a 9-volt battery. So I'm learning about that. And so I would say comms, because I used to not think comms were important. Matter of fact, for years when I was speaking, people would ask me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be in my retreat. Who cares about comms? I don't need to talk to anyone. I got everyone I know and love and want to protect right there at the retreat. But then a gentleman said, information that you don't know can kill you. And I kind of thought about that, and I'm like, huh. And then you read the book like 1 second after. If they didn't know that people were in, I guess, Morganton, have you read that? Mm-hmm. Oh, you did read that? But weren't they in Morganton and they got information?
It's Morganton, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were preparing because they knew that group was coming. If they weren't prepared through communication or whatever, however they got it, then they also, and later in the books, that the government that was setting up was not the true government as well. I don't want to be a spoiler to people. That's a good series. That's in like book 3, I think.
Yeah.
But so information you don't know can kill you. And so that's when I started saying, okay, comms are important. And that's why I've been on a comms kick this year. So thank you for your question, Travis.
You're very welcome. I just woke up. What?
Okay.
No, it really.
What do I have in my hand?
Yeah, and I totally agree. I think that's part of your intel and everything too. That
just woke up,
and I want to be there, but like you said, I mean, you're a lot further than I am, and that's one of the beauties of this show is where you and I are in our prepping. It is a journey, and it's not that I'm neglecting and I'm not doing anything.
Right.
It's just I'm not where Forrest is right now. And so,
dang right you're not, because I'm over here.
Yeah.
You be sitting in my lap.
But it's taking time. But yeah, there's just things that we have to do and do better. And so
you are so far ahead of the game though, in one aspect, than even myself. Well, I'm getting there. Is that your wife's on board?
Yes.
Your in-laws are on board?
Yes.
And that is a huge hurdle that some people never get past that hurdle. They never get their spouse on board, or especially their extended family. And you've already got that.
And I tell you the beauty of it is it helps me not to think so much about it, not to be overwhelmed by it.
Right.
Because when I'm not thinking about it, my wife is thinking about it, or her in-laws are thinking about it, and I'm being held accountable.
See, people right now are going, wow, if my spouse was on board, that would be really cool.
It is. I don't want it to like tear. Don't let that destroy.
You should get a divorce and find someone. Prepperdating.com.
Ignore.
No? Okay. Sorry.
Don't let it destroy any relationship. Learn how to talk through it, to leverage it, or whatever. To create conversations. Let it build your relationship. Mm-hmm. If you're not there, let it build your relationship. But it is nice because my wife is thinking about things and things that I'm not thinking about.
Yeah.
And it's being taken care of. So yes, again, that's a big part of prepping is your community. And maybe there is a way where you can do that, and you already have maybe other like-minded friends or something. Let them use that for accountability and to help think through process, even share things. And then you realize what you don't have to buy or
Right.
don't have to
Right.
invest in, or what skill you don't, even though I think you need to know, even if somebody else in your group may know skill A and you know skill B, you still need to know a little bit about that skill.
Right.
You need to have that shared. But anyway, that's
Back to
good go.
one of the things that I always preach is if you're not in a group, you're going to be very miserable or you're going to die.
Yeah. And sometimes family is not the best.
Sometimes family is not.
But at the same time, you want to protect your family, and so you do want your family in your
I
group.
wonder if my family listens to the podcast. I try not to tell. I don't tell many close friends. Like at
About-
church.
Yeah.
I don't tell many of them. I don't go out and just say, hey, go listen to our podcast.
No.
Because I'm nuts. No.
You tell them about me.
I tell them about you. That's different friends when I talk about you. There are people that already probably know about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty, I'm good friends, but you got to be in a group. It could be your family, it could be your neighbors, it could be your college friend, but you got to have people with skills. You can't protect everything you have 24 hours a day. You can't do all the skills. You can't put chest seals on your own chest. I mean, there's things you just can't do. So you got to have people. And that's one of the things for 4 years, I've been on a kind of a tour or a campaign just to say, you got to find people. And then you got to have skills.
Yes.
With no skills, you're useless to me. And of course, that offends people, and I love it.
That's part of your preps.
That's probably, yeah. You got to have skills. So what is, if you were going to, so you have the family thing going with you. What would you say the new prepper starting down this journey, what would you say the first thing that they should do outside of budget? They just did a budget and they go, okay, we can spend $300 a month or $200 a month.
I think you start with what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do a budget, but what do you have, and what do I need to increase? Food would be one of those things. But
Food is always good because you can always eat it.
Yeah, but you got to go beyond that. You can't just all at your house. Oh, what am I going to do when something happens?
Right. Your house just burned down.
So you got to think about that. So that's why I'm saying, look at what you've got, because what can I do better if my house does burn down and all my eggs are in one basket, pun intended, at the same time. But yeah, and then how can I increase my food? How can I increase these finances? And I go back to the survival tactics, water, food, shelter. And you can't just have one shelter. Where are you going to go?
Right.
So I think you can. I think you can do that and not be stressed and like, what can I do? And we've talked about that.
Right.
Listen to some of our other shows.
I got two things to answer that. One is the first time I prepped was Y2K, and I've told you this, a bunch of jars of salsa and some chips, some toilet paper, and some baby formula. That was our preps for Y2K. We would have had a party, but I guess we could drink it was awful. And it's because I had lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm kind of sick, a little stopped up. I'm not sick. I'm just the allergies.
I think
guess.
I'm dealing with it too.
So if my voice sounds crazy, but I would suggest if you're getting in this and you're getting ready to start this journey, information will help you make the right decisions. So read a couple books, like Scott Hunt's book.
It's a good one.
It's a good one to start with. I think it's called Practical Prepper. I have it in the room the other day.
Practical Prepper. Yep.
Yep, that's a good book to start with. Even read 1 Second After. If you read that, though, it's going to scare the crap out of you, and you're going to spend all your money on food and stuff. So, but read several books and kind of get a knowledge of what you're going to need, and then the things you can buy. Again, I went out and bought a $300 Katadyn water filter because it was the best.
Yeah.
And then I find out years later the Sawyer water filter is $20 and it does the same thing.
Right.
And it's more versatile.
And you've got to break it up step by step. So just think, I don't have to prep where I'm going to be good for 5 years right now. You start and say, do I have enough where I'll be good for a month?
Right.
I think a month is a good way to start. Do I have some kind of bug out bag if something were to happen right now? And hopefully you have it in your car. Do you have something in your car? Do you have something in your home? If something were to happen, you got to get out of there.
Right.
Just grab and go. That you can go do, and you could do that today, and very affordable.
Very.
If you want to go to Wally World, go to Wally World.
And don't be deceived by the bug out list that you see online, because there are more things that go in a bug out list. In a bug out bag than in a list. And for an example, if you're having a bug out, there's good reason. So you can't take every photo of your kids with you, or can you? You can't take all your important documents and old tax records and all this stuff with you, because you got survival gear. Or can you? You can. So one of the first things I tell people is to start scanning your documents, your marriage certificates, your life insurance, your power of attorneys, your wills. Write down all the phone numbers of people you know that you would call. Start scanning photos that you want. Well, this day and age, probably half our listening audience has never had a print photo. You know what I mean? Because it is digital. But put that on a USB drive. Yeah. And so if your house burns down, you're not running back in to get a safe or photos or anything. You have it on a USB drive, and you can secure that information on there.
Yeah, and I think you've said this before. Those bug out bags and stuff, they're personal too. You know your family, you know the situation. You know what I'm saying? If you have asthma, you need to have that. You need to have whatever medicines. So you can't just go by a list strictly, because you may be like, I don't need this type of knife. I do better with another form or another, whatever it's got to be, whatever tool or whatever you got to be in there. So
and also remember, I forgot the quote, but I love the quote. I forgot who said the quote. The more you have up here, the less you have to have back here. And what I'm pointing at, the more you have in your head, the less you have to have on your back. And that is so true, because I see people in their bug out bag, they have a full size tent or a tent, even if it's one of the A-frame tents. I don't need a tent.
Right. Good point.
I can make my own shelter. I can make my own shelter for the entire family. I can find a building. I don't carry a tent. Do I carry a tarp? Yes, I can make a tent out of a tarp. And so the more I have in my head and the knowledge I have, the less I have to carry with me.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned that on one of our last shows, 1 or 2 shows ago, which is really cool, because when we were talking about Israel and stuff.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
And that's something you need to take with you, that you will take with you wherever you go. So, very important stuff.
In your head?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay, Captain Obvious.
My head's about to fall off my shoulders right now.
You look tired.
Yeah, I haven't eaten. So
it is 3 a.m. here. Okay, no, it's not. It is 10:23.
Pretty much in my time, it is 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's time for you to go to bed.
So,
well, this has kind of been like a little journey. I don't know what we're going to label this one. This was like, we really made this up as we went. We usually are better prepared than this.
Yep. But it was a major technical difficulty that we had, and
and
this is what we have to do. We want to give you guys content and the show, and we love doing it. We just love being with each other. No,
whoa! I have a knife in my hand. Hey,
it's so late.
Well, for you, for the youngins. So you can go to preppingacademy.com and subscribe. And when you do, you're going to register to win one of 10 Sawyer Mini filters. And then our next month, I'm going to give away with a solar oven.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. I got some big prizes. And so here's how I'm going to do this, and if you like it or not, I don't care. How we're going to do this. Once you're signed up to our mailing list, you're going to be registered for everything that we do. Right? Because, I mean, people do this to get people's email address so we can spam you, except I've yet to send one spam this year or email. I don't think to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but when I do, because we are getting ready to change the show and take this to the next level from level A to B. No?
Would it be B to A?
B to A.
I don't know.
Okay, if we're going on that scale, from F to D. We're mediocre, so we're at C right now.
We're going from A to V.
The V. Dude, I am so
audio
confused.
to video.
Oh, yeah, we are going to be. And then you get to see us, which,
bless you.
Bless you. Yeah, you have a mask on. That's just wrong.
I think it's
I mean,
good.
to cover that
It's
face
important.
up, it would help me greatly. It's hard to sit across the table and
I know.
and look. But go to preppingacademy.com and subscribe to our mailing list, and you'll be registered. If you're out and about and don't have anything to do on the weekend of the 27th, 28th, and 29th, I will be in Heritage USA. Not Heritage USA. Why did I just say Heritage USA? That's like the Jim Baker's place in Charlotte. Yeah, I am not going back in time. I am not. I am going to Heritage Life Skills in Waynesville, North Carolina. There's going to be a ton of people there. I'm speaking on Friday night, teaching a class. A lot of friends are going to be there. A lot of the authors we've had on this show. William Fortune speaking on Saturday night. And you're not going. That's unbelievable. You're not going.
I probably can come like later or something.
Okay. Yeah, you won't. It's 2 hours. It's a 3 hour drive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have nothing to do, just go ahead and get your tickets for that. It's going to be a good time. And then, keep coming back because because Home Cheese across the table here, Home Cheese, Tenderfoot, went to Israel, kind of just threw us all off for a month.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be back on our game starting next week.
Yes.
We thought it was this week, but someone screwed up.
Not me.
That was me. We did a whole show and interviewed someone, and it was not recorded.
Yeah. Enough said.
We practiced.
Enough said.
It was practice.
It was.
So, hey, go to Prepping Academy. Anything else you got to add to it?
No. I think just come back and bring a friend. Bring.
Give us a review. Actually, someone gave us a review and said, "Hey, you said you weren't that I would bribe people or something." I forgot and they left a 5-star review. They said, "Yeah, if you weren't, you would be willing to do that." And so I got to send them some kind of gift or something now, I guess.
Oh wow! There you go.
Yeah.
Only if you would give me stuff. He doesn't give me anything.
I did. Look at this right here. What is this right here?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm giving you something right here.
There you go.
That is knowledge.
That is.
Hey,
power.
Thanks for joining us. We will catch you guys again next week. We're going to at least put one of these out a week. Will you commit to that?
Yeah.
So, preppingacademy.com. I'm done. I'm about to fall asleep.
I'm ready to go get something to eat.
Oh yeah, you haven't eaten since noon.
No.
And you're complaining I don't feed you when he comes to my house.
Like, they just have something ready for me.
Yep. Okay, guys.
All this food you're talking about.
Oh man, you can smell the onions that were
know.
sauteed tonight when you walked in. That probably just drove you nuts.
It's like,
We will catch you guys next time. Y'all take care.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Prepping Academy podcast. Preppers Unite at www.preppingacademy.com.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from PrepperNet for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at preppernet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at preppernet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.